pocket. Not much happening after that turn, and off he goes. Jeff Clark is one of the most well-respected big wave surfers in the world. In fact, before anyone knew that there was this wave around the corner here called Mavericks at Half Moon Bay, today known as one of the world's most dangerous and biggest waves. Jeff Clark was surfing that wave for about 15 years on his own without anyone around, just going out there, freezing cold temperatures, big sharks in the water, and very, very heavy surf. And if you don't know, one of the things that you encounter as you go into some big surf with some very harsh conditions like cold water, strong winds, currents, and a lot of rocks, is that the cold water really takes a toll on you. So if you might be surfing like a 10-foot wave in warm water, it is not the same thing. We've got an instant replay here for you, brought to you by Oakley. Let's check it out. So let's just stay here with this wave. Here is green. Up and riding heat number 4 in green is Brandon Rambo. Brandon had some very good waves yesterday. He didn't make the face on this one, but Brandon is one of the competitors to be on the lookout for. Now up and riding is Pink. Pink is Slater Trout, the man of the hour who won yesterday's race. There is Slater Trout getting some nice turns, setting up for a cutback. Got that paddle switch. There he goes, a roundhouse, nice into the water. Slater Trout, everyone, is the man on the top of the scoreboard right now. If you look at the overall points, he won yesterday's race, and that is his heat. So, okay, let's check out that replay that we put on hold. Here it is. Replay brought to you by Oakley. So, if we get it going here, a little bit of a hiccup. Got some water.
Not trying to do things and doing a trick and letting the wave pass them by just to do the trick. So
we'll double check on that replay a bit later, but I got my water. So thanks a lot, Duke Brower. And okay, so let's take a look at who is in this heat. This is heat number 4 of the day. Here's the replay of Slater Trout's wave. Slater Trout setting up for the turn. He is going. Here's a super slow-mo. Again, you want to be on that open face, so that's why you got to go forward. You got to go fast. I'm sorry, that is Jeff Clark. That is Jeff Clark, the man in black in this heat, going for that open face. There is the big move right there, right off the top. Boom, the lip kind of throws him into a box where he's not able to go all the way on top, off the bottom, and that is the end of that wave. So we got Joe Bark lined up for you with Duke Brower, so we'll have an interview with them coming up in just a bit.
looks like some waves are coming through the middle area.
This is a stacked heat, ladies and gentlemen. We got Jeff Clark, John Alexio, Brandon Rambo, and Slater Trout. So conditions couldn't be better. Middle peak might start working in just a bit. So in black is Jeff Clark. In blue is John Alexio. In green is Brandon Rambo. And in pink is Maui boy Slater Trout. I'm sure the Trout family's tuned in. Casey Trout, Jennifer, checking out all the action. Proud of their boys' performance here in today's event. Always great to see the Trouts, one of the greatest families in the sport, very supportive of their son, Slater Trout, who had his breakthrough in an amazing performance at the age of 14 at the Battle of the Paddle, coming second to none other than Chuck Patterson. I believe Chuck Patterson and Kai Laney, also two of the top racers and surfers in the world, are probably tuned in as well. Got shout outs there. So up and riding is Pink, and that is later Trout. There he is, goes for a beautiful roundhouse. Bottom turn, setting up for another roundhouse. There we go, looking for it to stay with that wave. It looks like it will reform off the lip, goes big, gets caught up, doesn't make it. Okay, here we go. We got the interview with Joe Bark. About ready to go.
We're ready when you guys are. Okay, hey everybody. I'm here with none other than Joe Bark. Joe, welcome to the Surf Tech Shootout. This is your first year coming up here for this event? Is that right?
First year. I've heard good reports, and you guys had good surf, and it's we got the best weather today, and we got incredible surf. It's awesome.
So you participated in the Surf and Sand Dual SUP race yesterday. Tell us about your experience with that race.
Great course. The water was warm, the weather was warm, glassy, good turnout, and we got lucky with the weather this year. It was a great turnout, and it's good to see the guys who are competing in the surfing to be able to get out there the day before and mix it up and do a race as well.
Well, Joe, it's always great having you come up to Santa Cruz. I know that after day one, when the surf event was completed for the day, you guys got hooked up with some of the locals, and you guys did a little paddle of your own. Tell us about that.
Craig and Zach and Jeff and John took us on a downwinder and downwind paddling. You guys get good downwinding up here, so they showed me a good course. We had a good time, and it's just been paddling every day, having a good time.
Well, it seems like all the paddling every day pays off, because I know I'm at a lot of races all over the country, and it seems like every time I show up to the start line, I look down the line and half of the boards out there have your name on them. So you must be doing something right. Tell us a little bit about the design of your race boards and how you come up with such fast race boards.
A lot of R&D, a lot of people in the water give me feedback, a lot of years of doing it, and I enjoy paddling, and the people on the team or on the boards give me a lot of good input to make changes as needed to make a fast, stable board.
And about your team, there's something unique about the Bark team. It seems like it's more than a team. You've got some of the greatest athletes in the world, and Candace Appleby and Morgan Hostry and Matt Becker. So tell us about the team and how you decide who's going to be on the Bark team.
I don't even know how it is. It's just unwritten law. It's just people want to have fun and go race, and they want to paddle a good board, and you know, it's one of those deals where there's nothing in riding. It's not about a new sticker, a new t-shirt, or a new hat. It's all about if you want to ride a good board, and I'll support you, you support me, and let's travel together and let's make these events happen. And the only way to have a fast board is to get good feedback from people who test them and ride them, and it takes a lot of boards to do that.
So in your mind, what is the most, is there one aspect, or what is the most important aspect in a race board?
Speed, but you have to have stability, and there's people with cat reflexes and balance that can go really unstable and still be okay, but the general public and 99% of the people need some stability, and any distance you need stability, and so it's this even give and take to try to find the right speed and stability, the right weight, not too heavy, not too light, get the glide, the entry and the release, and it's a lot of things. It's not one thing. So we get lucky after putting it together and see how it comes out, and you got to put a GPS on it. You can't hold it and weigh it. You got to actually put a GPS on it and paddle it and find out how good the board is.
Right. Well, I know that with the Surf Tech boards that you do for us, I know you don't just shape up one board and then send it over and say, here you go, guys. You guys test a lot of boards, and it takes many months and sometimes years to come up with the final design. So I know you guys put your R&D in. Is there anything you do differently for the boards that you send over to Surf Tech versus the ones that you make custom for the team?
The Surf Tech board is our best board, because we're not going to send something into production that isn't 100%. And as we've seen in the industry, there's been some stuff rushed, and we won't rush. We're going to only send our best board to Surf Tech because it's going to be around a long time, and we want to build a lot of those boards. They're going to go around the world, so we test those boards over and over to make sure they are the best board. So we do a lot of R&D and messing around with different ideas, but what comes out is the best product that we send to Surf Tech.
And we certainly appreciate that, and I know everybody online who's got a Bark Surf Tech board appreciates all that work that you guys put into it. About your team, it also seems like you don't have anybody on your team, to my knowledge, that is one-dimensional in that they are only stand-up racers. So tell us about that, and is that part of the criteria being on the bark, that you do more than just race?
No, it just happens for whatever reason. Is that our paddlers, our stand-up paddlers, they're racing Molokai prone, they're racing Catalina prone, rock to rock prone, they're racing other races, stand-up, they're body surfing, they're doing it all. So it's kind of neat to see we mix it up, and I can see the sport coming down to having some really neat races where it's a 5 mile of stand-up and then a little run and a 5 mile of prone, and most of our people are able to do all disciplines of paddleboarding, and I like it all, and it's great cross training. So it just so happens, however we built our team, it just started, it's a big family, and it started with people who want to be in the water.
Yeah, and I know your team very well, and they all seem like they're more at home in the water than they are on land. Now, with regards to the stand-up paddleboards, how did you get into doing that? Was that something that you saw, this is the way it's going, and I got to jump in on this, or were you already interested in it, and how did you get started making stand-up paddleboards?
I wasn't really, it kind of caught me off guard, and I built a couple for Laird and Guy Perry, and it was basically build a paddleboard you can stand on. And then from there, the Battle of the Paddle came along, and that just, you know, it was an explosion of 12.6, and then 14, kind of setting standards on sizes. And stand-up racing is around the world. It's not even, the ocean isn't even the big part of it. Every body of water has stand-up paddleboarding. So once we had classes, we knew what to build.
Awesome. Well, Joe, you're an absolute legend, and it is an honor for us at Surf Tech to be involved with you, and it's so great to have you up here at the Surf Tech Shootout. Thanks so much. Congratulations on the success of the boards and your team, and we are going to go ahead and send it back to you guys to see what's going on in the water.
Those top 3 scorers. This is your
5 minutes remaining in the seat.
This is your 5-minute horn. We got 5 minutes to go. And here is Jeff Clark going for the bottom turn, trying to get some speed out of that turn to make to the face. But the wave, he will reform or not. Let's see. Jeff Clark setting up maybe for a little bit of a cutback into the whitewash, and trying to milk that wave all the way through the inside. Outside we have green up and riding, and not much of a wave, but it looks like we might have an inside here on this wave. Green is Brandon Rambo. Brandon, yeah, that's tough. The wave's kind of coming sideways there. Brandon working that wave to the best of his abilities. Yesterday, Brandon had a great surf session and just waved back to back. Here's an instant replay brought to you by Oakley at the Surf Tech Shootout. There is the cover up on a super slow-mo, a little bit of a cover up, head dip. That is Later Trout. There we go. Let's go back. Let's milk this scene. There we go. Just maybe half of a second, but a half of a second that goes. There we go. Beautiful cover up. Thanks a lot, Eric Cox, back there in the control room for these What awesome experience here in the Supconnect webcast, broadcast to you in complete and full HD. So, Surf Tech Shootout at Steamer Lane. That was the first cover-up of the day, heat number 4. The man in pink, Slater Trout. In this heat, we having Black Jeff Clark, local and big wave worldwide legend. In blue, we got John Alexu. In green, we have Brandon Rambo, and in pink, Slater Trout. If I had to call these heat, I would say Slater Trout is leading the heat with a second place. I would say it's a toss-up between the man in black, Jeff Clark, and the man in green, Brandon Rambo. So we still got probably about 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes to go, and there is a set on the outside.
Both ready in the position. It looks like Pink is having a look at this one. And he makes a look at this wave, coming down the line. Setting up the release the white water, swishing his color, good maneuver, nice cut back. Setting the power source. Keeping his paddle again, cross spout, nice paddle transfer. Coming down off the foam section.
Okay, Slater Trout must have a, I'm sorry about the static there, folks. Slater, we have a roving mic, and sometimes that mic gets to be a bit too far away, like a mile or so, and like yesterday's interview. But a lot of love, a big heart, and not a very big budget, but we're making it happen. So I know sometimes you're used to a multi-million-dollar webcast. This is a 3-man crew webcast, and we got 3 cameras, a control room, volunteers, interview set, and somebody with a microwave sometimes taking our power out. But we are making it happen. So hopefully you're enjoying this. This is the world's first on-location full HD webcast brought to you by Supconnect. And we're also very excited and proud of the fact we had the first in-studio webcast with Candace Appleby. There I am. My face is not getting toasted anymore. The sun has cleared my face. Now I got the sunshine just on my lower body. And the guys are outside. We had, that was a very, very nice heat. If you do have some thoughts on the action, or if you want to ask me a question, or ask the people here a question, or you want to see somebody interviewed, you can tweet us with the hashtag SurfTechSO13, SurfTechSO for Shootout.